Getting started early in my career, I would not have been able to have been successful without expireds because I was on a budget, and unfortunately I didn't have the money to go after some of the more expensive advertising verticals. So I started with expireds, and at one point it made up 33% of my business, and now it is a pillar that brings in money every month into my business, and it's a very profitable pillar at that. I've been using the REDX system since day one. We use it every single day like clockwork. Every single morning, I would say, before we even undo the alarm to the office, we've already pulled our expireds. There was a time, absolutely, that we did it the old way, and you know, I was jokingly saying earlier that my entire staff was doing cartwheels the day we moved over to the REDX and Rolodex system. It was a very, very good choice, no question. Man, I thought that there was a better way to do it, and I felt like I had won the lottery when I found the REDX, no question. I literally felt like I won the lottery.
This may seem a little ridiculous, but before I was using the REDX system, I actually literally went into my MLS and would pull the expireds every day, and then I would have to go on to the tax service website and pull up their information and find out what their names were and try to cross-reference that in the white pages and find their phone numbers. And it took a lot of time to do that, and obviously you can't make very many phone calls if you're spending the majority of your time doing research. So it became very expensive, and as I grew my business, it became a full-time job for a couple of my employees to get that information for me, as well as the for sale by owners. We had to physically catch that information. We actually at one point had my courier, writing down for sale by owners as we was driving through town and delivering those back to the office. But we certainly were spending a lot of time gathering information and not very much time face to face with those prospects, which was what the REDX has allowed me to do, is really spend more time working with those for sale by owners and expireds that are open to doing business with. One of the things that I really like about the REDX is their training to get me started. I literally, once I had the software loaded on my computer, it was a couple of clicks of the button and I'm in business in terms of going and making calls immediately. So it wasn't something that takes a lot of time to figure out. It may look a little complex on the front end if you're just looking at the program, but it's very, very simple to use. I'm not very technical or tech savvy, so anything that's simple is better, and this is a very easy to use product, and it delivers results consistently without any effort on my part.
Right now I would say that probably 80% of my business is directly from expireds, and probably 15% of it is from for sale by owners. I've been going after expireds since I got in real estate. My best month, I closed over $3 million and I netted $105,000. I was 19 years old. We've been using the REDX system for about 2 years now, and we really love the Rolodex feature. Before we started using the REDX system, I used to look up all of the expireds manually on the internet. When I first found out about REDX, I was actually mad at myself because I knew there had to be something out there, but I didn't take the time, energy, or effort to find out what it was. And I probably lost a lot of money because of it. So when I found it, it was one of the coolest things. I felt like I had just gotten a new car or something really cool had just happened.
Well, I originally got licensed in 1980 in Louisiana, and I became licensed in Texas in 1983. What I learned in this business is that you can not create more time out of your day. So anything I can use or any tool that can be provided to me to help me save time is wonderful. And when I saw the REDX system today, I was like, I can cut it 2, 3, 4 hours out of my day every day, plus make more money.
It's kind of funny. When I first started my business, expireds was the very first pillar that I built. And I can remember that alarm clock going off in the morning about 5:30, and I actually strolled up into the office about 6 o'clock. Now, you know well as I do that most agents don't get in there till at least about 8:39, so it was pretty quiet in the morning. And people were always wondering what I was doing that early in the morning. I was actually in there manually pulling expireds. I would pull them off of the MLS, and then of course I would look through white pages, do reverse looks through the tax records and so forth. And so probably about an hour and 45 minutes it would take me to pull those each morning, which would give me about 15 minutes to catch my breath before I started hitting those phones at 8 o'clock. So you can imagine through that process at 8 o'clock I was already a little bit tired. Expireds is a big part of what we do, and I would say on an average, taking a look at a year, we pull in about $8,000 a month from our expired campaign. When I first heard about REDX, what an incredible idea. The idea that I didn't have to get up early every morning and actually pull those. And really by the point that I had heard about REDX, I actually had an administrator that was getting up in the morning at that time and doing that for me. So you can imagine when I told her about the technology, in her mind she was saying, that's a great idea, I don't have to get up in the morning anymore. I was a little skeptical at first. I was curious, would it be able to pull the same amount of expireds that I was actually pulling, doing it the manual way? And as we've been utilizing the system at this point, we can come in and do that in about 15 minutes in comparison to what it used to take us before.